Is that, do you need more than that?
No.
No? Okay.
Would you like to explain that painting behind you? That is brand new, isn't it?
Yeah, this one right here. I did that the day before yesterday, and I put it up online. It's real interesting because a lot of faces and features are in my paintings that come out. Joe Carini said it probably because it's a soul art. It's what Joe called my art, soul art, and I kind of like that idea because that's what it's all about. You know, it's the soul of me expressing itself on canvas, and like this one came through, and it's just a new way of painting that it just happened. Somebody said something like some time ago that I know what you're doing and I know how you do that, and this is the paint to you, this white and this blue and that blue, and I know how you do what you do. And I thought to myself, how the hell could he know what I'm doing, you know, what I do, if I don't even know myself? And it changes every time I paint, so I don't have some method or technique, you know, or anything. I'm just the instrument. Formula. I'm just the instrument, just like if I was playing organ or whatever, you know. And I just let it flow when it happens, and I just become that place, you know, where it all passes through. And Joe Carini said it's like a portal. It's like, because I see images and faces and figures that come through my paintings, and I don't try, you know, I don't try to make anything happen, it just happens. I'm just along for the ride like everybody else is when it's over, or being done. I don't know if they're all lining up to get exposed again or not, but, and I know it sounds real far-fetched and crazy, but that's all right. That would be me, you know. I'm not your everyday person, because what I do is what is going through me and what I'm supposed to be doing at that point in time. And this particular painting, when I was finished with it, used a lot of paint as well. When I got finished with it, I backed up and looked at it, and I thought it looked like a forest, but a gray forest. And I know it doesn't look gray, but that's gray.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it looks like a forest.
With the sun.
But then you can look at it again, if someone hints to you that there are figures in there, you suddenly can see faces and figures and all of these things, you know. That guy there, he's going, ooh. He's got a mustache and everything. But it looks to me, you know, the horizon of this incredible sunset or sunrise, I don't know. But I enjoyed painting this. I really did. It took me with it, you know. And that's what happens when I paint. I'm in there, you know. If it's a boat at sea, I'm on that boat, you know. It's for real. And I'm glad we hadn't been a while. It has been a while since we've been here. We hadn't been doing a video lately, and I know everybody was getting used to them all the time. But what's happened is since I did the exhibition, which is still going on here in Ozona at the Crockett County Museum, there's 198 paintings and one of my wood sculptures, and it'll be there for 6 months. So, I mean, it's still going on, and people are coming from all over the country to go.
Well, they're talking about doing another meet and greet, which would be great.
Yeah, and about a month and a half or 2 months, we're going to change out some of the paintings, and they want to have another meet and greet I'm all for that. You know, folks come in. I'm glad to say hello and sign.
And meanwhile, you went to San Angelo and you met up with a bunch of the top artists from that area.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a luncheon with 20 of the best artists, you know, in San Angelo, and everybody brought some of their art to show and try to explain some of it if it's possible to explain your art. Some people are good with it.
According to them, they've added Ozona, because you're here, to their art walk, and they're becoming they have a huge art community, so it's
the number 5 art community on the planet.
And they have a great museum of fine arts.
Yeah, we went there and
Howard Taylor runs.
Yeah, I met Howard Taylor through Del Velasquez, who was the director of the downtown building down there. When everybody seems to want to introduce you to somebody else that's doing what you're doing, and as it turns out, I've got 3 more exhibitions this year before the end of the year. One is at a place called Raw, 1889.
1899, I think.
1899?
Is it 1889 or?
I don't know, but it's
close to 1990.
It's a beautiful building. It's probably the wall that she gave me is a stone wall. It's a real old building, and it's probably 75 feet long. It's long as the front of the house here, easily. And then other wall, and so she built, and then another room at the end. And this is going to be in September. That this one is, I believe it's September, but no, September is the Museum of Fine Arts. They're changing out everything there at the museum. What a beautiful place that is. That's where we met Howard, and he said, "I'm going to put you on the art map." You know, and sure enough, the artist map. And sure enough, in September I have another exhibition at a gallery there at the Museum of Fine Arts. They have 3 other galleries, and he said, "We'll put you in this gallery," and this is happening. And then I have Raw, and in between, there's another man that's a rancher and an artist who has another gallery that he's putting up, and it's across the street, just down a little bit from Raw. And he's a really good artist as well, and he's in with all the art, you know, with the deers. There is Jerry and one other man until I arrived. Then there's 3 of us and about 20 lovely ladies, you know, at this long table, and it was really good to go there and meet new people and everybody share a little bit. And
San Angelo is akin to Austin when we first moved.
Yeah.
So, and it's got a great art community. There's a lot of cool, you know, like little places and
restaurants.
In the downtown. Oh yeah.
The whole downtown thing is they're renovating San Angelo. They're not doing what Austin did, you know, putting towers and all this nonsense. And old original Austin, you can't even see it anymore. Most of the old buildings were torn down. Well, like when we went to Austin,
one by one, all the clubs were being ripped.
Yeah, it was still the best kept secret. When you and I moved to Austin, it was still considered the best kept secret in the United States.
It did not last long.
And that did not last long. You know, that mighty dollar sign came in and all that keeping it original and everything went out the window. That's not the case here. In San Angelo, it's really beautiful what they're doing. They're just bringing it back to original.
There's some beautiful architecture there.
Beautiful, beautiful architecture. And I'm just, you know, proud to be accepted into the art community. You know, I never thought much about it because I'm alone with all this. I have been, you know, and because I paint alone, and no one's ever really seen me paint. I think you've snuck in a couple of times, to video for a moment, but nobody's ever, and I couldn't do it. I don't think it's not something that I would even consider doing.
I do believe that it would change sort of what you're doing, because you realize that so many eyes are on you. You know, it's like when I'm working, when I'm recording, and when I'm engineering or whatever, mixing and things like that, I can't stand somebody standing over my shoulder.
No, no.
Get out of here, please.
Don't even knock.
Don't even knock.
When that door's closed, you know that I'm recording.
That's a little extreme. It's not the recording. Well, it is that too. But I mean, you don't want to be interrupted when you're recording.
No, hell no.
It interrupts your train of thought and everything.
Yeah, you have to crash that train of thought. But derail it.
It's a creative process that somebody keeps interrupting you.
And you can't get back in that thing again.
Thank you.
I'll just have to.
Thank you.
Put it.
Thank you. You actually said it.
Okay, I'll remember what I said now. All right.
I have it on tape.
Yeah, you got it on video. But no, I'm really happy about what's going on in our world. I mean, we've got the record coming out. Speaking of records.
Well,
some years ago.
That's taking time, okay.
Well, it won't take long to tell this, but Doug Clifford, the drummer with Creedence Clearwater, he and I had a band that we had put together in California. It didn't work out in the long run, but and we called it California Gold. But we did a bunch of recording, and Doug's was wanting to release and is going to release. An LP now. It was going to be like 3 songs. Now it's going to be 10 songs that he and I wrote.
You don't really know how many songs it's going to be. But.
Well, he said 10, so I just figured that's what he meant, 10, And I'm going with it. That's all right. That old stuff has been brought back, but it was good. I remember it was good. It was a good band, and I was in really good form. Ran every day and did all that stuff, and it's a wonder I survived that. The other condition I was in, Lord have mercy. But I was running to keep my health right, stop smoking cigarettes and doing all that nonsense, And that comes through no matter what you do, like with this. I know a lot of artists, you always kind of equate art with wine,
As a matter of fact,
I do. And
Raw is a wine bar.
Yeah, Raw is a wine bar. Real fine wines. But I can't imagine drinking wine or any alcohol or taking or doing anything that stand in the way of what I'm doing, this painting process. You would derail it for sure. It wouldn't be the same. I think they'd play the romanticism in all of that with because of what's in a lot of the old Renaissance paintings and all. They're all wine and
swirling. Well, that's because they couldn't drink the water.
Yeah, well,
It had something to do with it.
Well, that's one excuse. The water's bad.
I mean, not everybody that drank or drinks is an alcoholic.
The wine is lovely, but the water's bad. But
the water was bad.
Yeah. But I don't know, sweetheart. Everybody said this is rather Van Gogh-ish.
That's what I thought when I saw it. I mean, it really struck me. You really have to see it in person to.
If you was real close to it, you can see the texture, and I mean it's real deep.
This one's got the magic. I guess.
Yeah, that's when I really, really didn't know what I was doing. This is the other day.
Let's just get to at least one question from the YouTube channel, and I think it's valid. And a guy asked about that photograph when Eric is sitting next to you at the.
And he's playing organ.
He's playing organ. You're having a cigarette hanging out your mouth, and you're playing. What's going on there?
Well, he's not showing me anything. This guy figures that Eric's showing me something. But Eric can play keyboards, he knows how to play keyboards.
I didn't know he played.
But he can't, he's not a piano player or organ player, but he knows how to make a C and an F and a G.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he can play like this,
Sure.
But he's not a player, a keyboard player.
You mean like Jim Gordon? Excuse me.
Well, Jim Gordon played octaves. That's why they tried to get me in on that thing, to fill it out, and make it.
What I meant was Jim Gordon's not really a piano player.
Oh, hell no. And
but he did, you know.
He did play on the end of Layla, but they used me to pull it together because his playing wasn't on. You know, it had no feel.
Right.
He had great feeling as a drummer, but not as a keyboard player.
Sure, that happens.
You got to have some emotion when you play. Just like when you paint, you got to have emotion for it to be expressed. You know, you can't expect some drama to come back off of the canvas if you're not putting some drama in it, you know, or love or whatever.
That's like the reality of it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, if you're a blank and you come to before this canvas with a paint and brush, and you think you're going to get anything other than the blank that you are, you're mistaken. But if you come full, whole, and open, and ready to fulfill whatever it is your duty to do at that moment, then that'll come through. Like this right here came through. I wasn't sitting back going, well, what am I going to do with this canvas? This is one of those nice, thick canvases that everybody seems to like, you know.
Including myself.
Yeah, yeah. I just see it, you know, and I've got a lot of paintings that are on wood panel, and it was just because I ran out of.
That's a different thing. The old masters painted on.
Yeah, and leather, and my friend Jerry downtown, who has his new place is called Buffalo something, I can't remember, but he makes his own canvas, but he does it with some kind of a perspex. He pours them, you know, and he told me he's going to show me how to do it, but it gives it an incredible texture, you know. I mean, for real.
So.
You know?
Before I forget, can you just roll back to the situation between when you and Eric were sitting there, and what was that live? That was a live show, or what was that?
No, we were just getting ready to do a sound check, and it was someplace like Minneapolis or someplace like this. I remember it being a great big building, and he was sitting down messing with the organ a little bit, and I sat down at the piano and was playing some stuff around what he was playing. Nothing more or less than that. Well, and that's the only time I ever saw him really play keyboards, except he played something. He bought a piano, really, for me, because when I was at Hurtwood, I lived there for a year, but I needed something to play other than his guitars. So he got me the piano, and it was a beautiful piano, but it was the only other time I heard him play anything. And I think he still got that. It's an upright grand, beautiful thing. But I saw him sitting in a photo. I saw him sitting in a recent photo, so it's probably still there. Knowing him, I mean, he's got all of his old cars and guitar. He used to have his guitars, but I can't imagine him getting rid of the piano.
Right. Okay. Well, nice having a little update. We've been caught up doing other things, of course, and watching the Johnny Depp.
Oh, and this my Johnny Depp. This is my Johnny Depp solidarity, you know, for Johnny, you know, big chunky silver rings and for solidarity for Johnny, you know. Yeah, I was in a situation kind of like his, you know, so I can really relate to it. Yeah, mine was off the rails too, you know. My life never got back on track until I got with you, sweetheart.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, I'm crazy about you, Coco.
Well, hopefully Johnny will get back on the rails too.
Yeah, if he finds him a Coco Carmel, he'll be all right, you know.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.